Check.
Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. Coming to you on a Monday, and that means double dose of Prime Sports World, as we're going to be doing this episode, and we're going to be breaking down the conference championships later with my boys Izzy, TJ, and Christian from the Daily Blitz.blog. But this is our Royal Rumble recap show. So please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. We go live basically every single day. And if you do happen to miss us live, I will also share the link to our streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. That's right, Kingsley. We're on iHeartRadio now, baby. Of course, your host, David On Point Huffman. Right there is Andy Slick Nicholas. And there's the Kingslayer, Aaron Price. Welcome into the show, gentlemen, and we're going to be breaking down the Royal Rumble. It is in the books. A lot of us got together and watched it all together. Aaron, you're the only one that didn't get to watch it with us. We're just going to start this by giving a grade to the show overall, and then we'll get into each individual match. And I'll let Aaron, you have the floor first.
Repeat that question. Somebody just called in, so I couldn't.
Give the overall pay-per-view a grade. Out of 10.
I probably would give it a solid 8.
Man, you are easy grader. Let me tell you, man. I think I'm probably more around in the 5 area. I thought I liked who won both Rumbles. We'll get into it, but I thought all the two matches in between.
I gave it a solid 8. I don't know why people keep calling me when I'm trying to do something.
The two matches in between the two Rumbles were kind of throwaways. That's just my honest opinion on them. It's a 5.
They honestly could have done the Bianca Belair match tonight on Raw.
100%. 100%. Yeah. And it's Slick Nicholas, who's usually the hardest grader of all of us. A 1?
No. I'm just saying, hey.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll go with solid 7. Man,
you're a harder grader than even I am. All right, whatever. Let's get into each individual match. So let's first start with the Royal Rumble, the first one. Kind of a shocker that this was the first match on the card. But obviously, Cody Rhodes wins the men's Royal Rumble. The thing with this, with this year's Royal Rumble, if you were watching the Royal Rumble because you were waiting for those nostalgias and the surprise entrance, you didn't really get that in this Royal Rumble. Even in the women's Royal Rumble, this was more of a showcase of like, hey, these are the wrestlers that are on our roster today, not of the old days. These are the guys you get to watch every single week. And Gunther was number 1. Came in at number 1, was the last guy eliminated. Cody Rhodes obviously wins the Royal Rumble. So what are you guys thinking about the Royal Rumble on the men's side? As we had, 30 guys, Cody ends up winning it. 0 nostalgia acts in this Royal Rumble. Actually, now I look at the numbers a little bit closer.
0. We have Booker T. He came out.
I mean, I guess Booker T at 21 was the only one, but otherwise, pretty much everybody else.
I thought Pat McAfee was going to be number 1. How he came out, but
man, I'm telling you, man. Andy shared the link to the group chat. Like the fact that Corey Graves and Michael Cole did not know that was going to happen. They kept it a super secret. It's just it felt like it. It felt raw as hell. Like I was like, oh, they didn't know. They had no idea.
I'm giving like the whole Royal Rumble like a 7 because of like the random stuff that happened in that pay-per-view that I haven't seen before, and that was part of it. That was awesome to see the looks on their face, Corey Graves' face. I still remember it, and that was the reason why. He's just looking like, and I was like, man, he's a really good actor. No, he's dead serious.
Michael Cole was dead serious too, because he would just talk. He said he just talked to Pat McAfee like hours before, and he was at his studio playing his little golf simulator. So it was like perfect.
But I love Cody winning the Royal Rumble. It's the right guy. I mean, if you're not going to get The Rock, if you're not going to do Bloodline stuff in this match, I'm shocked that not a single member of the Bloodline was in this match.
I noticed they never put Sammy in the match because they knew that they would want Sammy to win. So I'm kind of happy that Sammy wasn't in it.
I think you do run that risk if you do have Sami Zayn in the match because he's so popular right now. He's so over. I think if you were to have him lose, I think you'd have a hard time selling that.
And of course, Logan Paul, he stole Ricochet. amazing.
Yeah. And they showed that clip of that like crossbody more than they showed any other clip in the entire Rumble.
I mean, that's the clip I'm showing people when I watch the Rumble.
Yeah, it was incredible. And the crazy thing about it is Logan Paul got more height than Ricochet. Like, he was higher in the air than Ricochet was. And Ricochet's like the supreme athlete.
He's the real deal, man. I hate to say it, but I mean, he's the real deal.
Totally agree with you on that. So yeah, analysis on the match itself. I thought, Baron Corbin, I hope this means that he might go back to his edgier character after he basically got destroyed by Brock Lesnar on the outside. And then he basically gets eliminated immediately by Seth Rollins. I hope this means that he's going to go to that edgier version of him that he used to have when he was like the lone wolf character. Because I'm tired of his other personas right now.
It's not working.
Yeah. Oh, the Kingslayer, you're here twice.
I know what's going on. I have technical difficulties over here.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, and then the Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley stuff was awesome. The Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins stuff was super fun in this match. It was just overall really well booked.
But the Logan Paul and Ricochet part, that was awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that happened in the matches that you just didn't see coming. Like, you didn't think Brock was going to get thrown out right away. I definitely didn't see Gunther going the whole way and then losing in the last part. I didn't see Ricochet coming out at 26, which I was disappointed, or whatever. He came out at like 28.
I didn't see Logan Paul eliminating Seth Rollins like how he did.
Yeah, that was crazy. Too. Like, I thought Logan Paul was like out of the match, and like I guess he would never got really eliminated. Like, he just like came back in. I guess he went underneath one of the other ropes, and like I didn't even recognize that he was out of the match.
They should have definitely moved Cody up. Like, man, it's going to really be hard to get him over Sami Zayn. They could have done him a lot of credit moving him up, for sure.
They should have had him come out 1 or 2 and go the whole way to prove, like...
I agree with you with that on that case, actually.
Because they didn't do him no justice, especially after the whole Sami Zayn part at the very end.
Like, they could have done what they did with the women's match, which we'll get through there in a minute, is like, have Cody Rhodes go the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or put him in like 10. Make him work. I mean, Gunther. Yeah. Gunther. It's totally that dude stocks through the roof.
Like number 30 is obvious. As soon as he came out, everybody knew who was going to win.
I mean, I think that's probably why they put him at number, like, especially if you weren't going to get The Rock. So, like, we're all waiting for 30, right? We're going to, like, is it going to be Sami Zayn? Is it going to be The Rock? Because whoever was coming out at 30 was going to win.
Yeah.
So.
Most likely.
Yeah, but yeah, the final four. The final four was the Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, Gunther, and obviously Cody Rhodes, who ended up winning the Rumble. Booker, but not Booker T. Rey Mysterio was number 18, or was he 17 or something? Never 17. Got in the match. So technically, he's never been he has not been eliminated from the Rumble. Technically, right?
Yeah,
I was waiting for him to pull like.
I was waiting for that too, and it never happened. It never came.
Number 30, and then The Rock comes out very last minute.
I thought that was going to be something like that, like one of those swerves. Like, I thought that was for sure going to happen.
I'm kind of glad The Rock didn't show up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of glad because you know what? They gave everybody in their current roster, like the spotlight. Even at the last match, it's kind of just like, oh, here comes The Rock, and like here's this big scene. It's kind of like, they did use their roster this year.
Yeah, it's 100%.
I'm actually surprised that Braun Breaker didn't show up.
I'm shocked. I'm for real shocked. He must be holding on to that title, like at Vengeance Day.
Carmelo Hayes didn't show up. Grayson Waller.
Yeah, I thought those NXT guys were going to show up for sure. A little bit surprised Montez Ford got bounced so early in this match. Never really had a chance whatsoever.
That was my biggest disappointment, was no Montez Ford for a long time. That dude was out there just killing it in the match, and he just got tossed.
Yeah, like I wanted to see that frog splash from Montez Ford at least once, and it never happened. Let's move on from this match. Let's talk about the Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight pitch black match. Let's first talk about the actual match itself. Basically, they just put like glow sticks on both of them, and that was the match in the dark. The match itself, I don't think LA Knight necessarily comes out better on the other side of this, because I think was the goal. I don't think they accomplished that with this particular match, but the after of this match was what everybody wanted to see. The Uncle Howdy stuff with the Wyatt 6. But what do you guys think about the actual match?
Dude, I was disappointed it didn't go on longer because you
Yeah,
saw
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah, you saw points where LA Knight was getting some momentum and looked like he had a chance. So, it looked like it was going to be a pretty good match. The glow stick stuff, sure. Okay. And, Bray Wyatt's got his crazy uniform on. It's a lot better than the red match so far. It was good to see LA Knight getting that offense in. But to end it so fast, I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, I think
It also makes
Bray
the
Wyatt
finisher,
no
like,
selling
real
all those
unpredictable, though.
kendo sticks and like all the it's no selling all the kendo sticks is pretty cool. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen LA Knight get a little more offense here. I would have liked to have seen LA Knight come out on the other side of this match a little bit more over because he's been awesome in this feud. Like he's done a really good job.
He's got a good on character for like Bray Wyatt's the spooky guy, and he's like, dude, you're annoying. He was kind of playing it off like really well.
I really like this match. I agree with y'all. I should have went on a little bit longer than what it did. At least do 10 or 15 minutes, something. Give
at
us
least
more.
10. I mean, like,
yeah.
And then the stuff after the match, Bray Wyatt just no selling all those kendo stick hits like over and over and over again, like so good. And then for Uncle Howdy to fall through the floor and all the explosion, and then to see the Wyatt 6 up top. So I don't know exactly what this is going to mean for the future. Is this going to be Bray Wyatt's new persona, like whatever that creepy mask was with the red eyes, which was super spooky?
Yeah, I loved it. Leave it to Bray to bring out something new and never seen before.
It was disturbing. Like I'm like, man, this is spooky.
Especially how he was no selling those kendo sticks to the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
movie.
That's very hard to not know self. Like you still
right. Like that looked painful. Like you're just like, nah, I'm fine. I'm coming after you. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen that more time. What do you think this means for the future for both of these guys moving forward, Bray Wyatt and LA Knight?
Bray Wyatt's got so much going on, man. Like, yeah, that ending was cool, but I'm like, okay, here's Uncle Howdy jumping off the ceiling. There's 3 characters in the rafters. Bray Wyatt's got a different face on. He's got like glowy eyes. This dude was doing like 15 different things at once. It was hard to keep up with. So I kind of am curious to see where it goes from here, what his next feud's going to be. Because, man, this dude's like pulling things out of his, like just out of everywhere, dude. LA Knight, I still kind of like, he got some great character development. To be picked at by Bray Wyatt. I mean, I'd be interested in seeing what he feuds for next, where I would have never even known or cared who he was before.
Yeah, I think if you're talking about that feud, that part of the aspect of the feud, yeah, he's for sure coming out of this other side of this more positive than he was before. But yeah, I would have liked to see him get a little more offense. Bray Wyatt, I don't know what they're gonna do with him from here. Like I think the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I don't know who those other characters are.
Yeah, and I think he could eventually feud with Uncle Howdy. We could see that at Mania potentially, but I don't know. Aaron, any thoughts?
Yes. Let's see. I think the Uncle Howdy, we're going to see who he is on Friday after this.
Okay.
I think it's finally going to be revealed. And I think they're going to reveal the family as well, the rest of them.
The Wyatt 6.
Yep.
Okay, I'm down with that. Moving on to what I think was, in my opinion, probably the weakest match on the card by far. Bianca Belair just beats Alexa Bliss in about 4 minutes. They didn't really justify any of the spooky wookie stuff they were doing to Alexa Bliss. I know there was the video at the end, but Bianca Belair just beat her. Like that's just, there's no other way to slice it. Like she just beat her.
It's crazy because they built Alexa up for weeks.
Yeah, and then she just hits the KOD after about 4 minutes and she wins. It was just over.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it makes no sense why you're gonna build somebody's new character and just crush them like that.
And even with that video after, like I think if she could, like they could have had her win on some shenanigans or even lose to shenanigans just so she looks strong with that situation. And this doesn't do it for her.
Yeah.
No, unless they're just make it look like she's completely incompetent by herself, and she needs to like give in to this Bray Wyatt persona thing that she's got going on. Otherwise, she's nothing.
I just don't know how you justify that. I just don't get it. I don't understand.
Well,
I don't like it.
It happened to Belair again. Like, she got beaten 26 seconds by Becky. So I mean, at least she's like on the dominant side of this time.
I
That
mean, I
was
guess I don't necessarily think Bianca Belair needed that type of rub though. I mean, she's been a dominant champion. I mean, she's beaten everyone they put out in front of her.
and there's not much really. There's not a lot of depth there, so I don't know what they do with her next.
No matter
Well,
what,
I think she takes on Rhea Ripley, which I mean, Raw's happening right now. They may have already revealed that. Because I think Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair would be a banger at WrestleMania. So we'll come back to this. Think this is a TBA. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Let's go on to the Women's Royal Rumble match. Rhea Ripley comes in at number 1. She runs the gauntlet. She wins the Royal Rumble. I got to tell you, I love the booking of this match. I think Rhea Ripley was the one that deserved to win, and they did a good job. And she ran the gauntlet. She even sold that Beth Phoenix spear that she took during that segment in the men's Rumble. So
I think it did Liv and her good because they were the last two.
yeah, they came in at 1 and 2.
Yep, they ran the gauntlet, and it was just those. And actually, I think even though she didn't win, I still feel like it made Liv look a little bit stronger.
Especially since she hasn't done all that well over the last
and she
month
has
or
an
so.
excuse because of the whole Asuka spray to the face.
Yep,
Miss.
yep. And I thought the new version of old version of Asuka, the one she used in New Japan, bringing that character back, that's pretty sweet.
Everybody was excited about that. That thing got a huge pop.
Yeah, and Sonya Deville also somebody who looked good in this match. She had a couple of eliminations. I like how they handled the Michelle McCool thing. You know, she was on social media. She's like, "Oh yeah, I wasn't invited to the match," and then she's in the stands, and they're like, "Oh yeah, come on in. We're gonna get her in the Rumble." I was like, "Oh, I guess I better go in now." But yeah, this is another one of those matches where you didn't see a lot of those nostalgia pieces. Like it was all people that are on the roster now that you're gonna watch every week.
Yeah, I feel like this is a Triple H decision right here.
Yeah.
Every time someone came in, they went right after Rhea Ripley, like just getting her ass pretty much the whole match. So it was crazy to see her go the distance like that. It was awesome. It was actually a pretty good match. It's the first women's Royal Rumble match I've seen that I'm like, this was pretty good. It was a great.
Raquel Rodriguez looked good in this match. She looked like a powerhouse. She looked strong. She looked formidable. Chelsea Green. I'm not sure what they were doing with that.
The report is her character.
I know that Karen character, but
like a Karen character. So
but you could still have her be that character even with her not getting destroyed in the Royal Rumble.
That eliminated her, so I mean it made sense. It's Rhea Ripley, so
broke a record.
She was the shortest amount of time in the Royal Rumble ever. So. Yeah, so but yeah, Rhea Ripley deserved to win. She did a good job. I think she had the most eliminations in the match. Also another thing that looked cool. I like the damage control, how they work together, how they were able to stick it out, and they eventually with Becky Lynch. I hope that's a feud moving forward, or at least till the Elimination Chamber. That's something I'd be interested in. Yeah,
definitely.
And then let's talk about the elephant in the room, number 30, Nia Jax. So it doesn't appear this is going to be a one-off. It does appear because they are selling her merchandise again. So it does appear like she's back in the mix full time. My stance on this is I don't think Triple H would have brought her back if she hadn't had some training and basically gotten better in the ring. So she's not injuring people anymore. So Nia Jax is one of those powerhouse wrestlers that the WWE doesn't really have currently. And she does bring a different kind of a person into the fold. But I can understand what people were super upset about this. And they screwed up her entrance. Like the timer was already, she was already announced before the timer even started. It was just ridiculous.
You think they did that on purpose or no?
I don't know. It does kind of feel like she didn't even get the countdown. Like she just all of a sudden she's in the match.
I mean, dude, she's got a lot of heat for her to. I mean, they played her part in the Rumble perfectly. They botched the intro. Everyone stared at her. And then everyone just teams up to throw her out, which is like what anybody in that logical situation. They did what everybody wants to do. Throw her out of the ring. So, man, dude, they didn't make people want to hate her more. Like everyone got what kind of they wanted out of her. So
Yeah, and I think she also looked pretty powerful there because she was able to throw them all off before they finally threw her out of the ring. So
they handled it great. I loved it. I was so mad when she showed up because I'm thinking she's gonna dominate and throw everyone out, and now everyone just like turned on her and just tossed her right out of the ring. I'm like, dude, that was great. Like that was a great spot. So props to her. Props to Triple H for kind of putting that together. I don't like her, but man, that was like a really good spot. That was fun to watch.
yeah, I totally agree with you. Aaron had to bounce. He had an important phone call he needed to take. So we'll see if he shows back into here on the show later. For now, it's just gonna be me and you, brother. Let's talk about the final match. Roman Reigns beats Kevin Owens to retain the undisputed Universal Championship. The match itself was really entertaining. Oh, Aaron's back. Welcome back, Aaron. But yeah, back to Roman Reigns beating Kevin Owens. So Roman Reigns continues to be the undisputed Universal Champion. As he beats Kevin Owens, the match itself extremely entertaining. There is a point where Kevin Owens got a visual pinfall on Roman Reigns after the ref got knocked out of the ring. He hit the pop-up powerbomb. He got the 3 count in that match. You saw it. The fans counted, but there was no ref, so he didn't get the win. And then it was just all downhill from there for Kevin Owens. Also, shout out to Roman Reigns. There was a moment where a slight Kevin Owens botch, and Roman Reigns rolled underneath Kevin Owens to catch him after the botch. If you watch it, it was incredible. Like the fact that botches happen. They're all human beings. And what Kevin Owens was trying to do was a difficult move. So that happens sometimes. But yeah, Roman Reigns eventually hits the spear. 1, 2, 3. Game over. What do we think about the match? And then we'll talk about the aftermath.
I thought it was great, dude. You know what really made me happy is, I can't stand Roman Reigns. That's the point. But to see him win clean, that was awesome. I love it. It's always like Usos are jumping in or Sami Zayn or Paul Heyman like throwing him something. To see a nice clean match and just see him dominate and then stare down Paul Heyman and Sami Zayn and, stare down Kevin Owens and just have that like dominance of I beat you and I beat you clean. That was great, man. And then put on a good performance, like with that whole thing. They both put on a great performance. Like that was actually a very entertaining match. Probably the most entertaining match I've seen outside of like the Brock Lesnar stuff, just from the violence standpoint. But man, like that was really good on both of their parts.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that. I think I was just entertained by this match the entire time. Roman Reigns knows how to be dominant. Kevin Owens is an excellent seller of big moves. He actually looks like he's hurt all the time, like when he's taking those shots. And they allowed them, if they want to do this again at the Elimination Chamber, something of that nature, because Kevin Owens did beat him. And we don't know if Roman Reigns was just like, oh, I know the ref's not in the ring, so I'm not going to try to kick out of this. I'm just going to rest for a little bit. But Kevin Owens beat him. So I bet when he talks about it tonight, if that happens tonight or tomorrow or Friday, Kevin Owens can be like, yo, I beat you. So you shouldn't even still have that title. And that's sometimes the way it works out. Let's talk about the aftermath. So aftermath, the whole bloodline comes out. They start beating up Kevin Owens. Chair spots, all the super kicks you can handle, millions of super kicks by the Usos. Eventually, they handcuff Kevin Owens to the ring ropes, and Roman Reigns is going to hit him with a chair. Sami Zayn gets in between them, said this is beneath you. Roman Reigns agrees. He hands Sami Zayn the chair and demands that he hits him. He hits Roman Reigns instead, and then the carnage ensues. What did you think about the build up to that? Because the Kevin Owens beatdown was extremely uncomfortable to watch.
Reminding me some of NWO shit, dude. I haven't seen a beatdown like that in a while, and it's just like no one's gonna come out.
Yeah, no one's gonna stop him. Like, no, this is gonna continue. Like the bloodline are gonna be unchallenged. Like we have to talk, and The Rock's gonna come out, but that never happened.
I haven't seen a guy handcuffed to the ring like that and take a beating, dude, and I don't even know how long. And just to like watch Sami Zayn's face, like just kind of freaking out the whole time.
Yeah,
I love that part, man. I love the part where he stops Roman Reigns from hitting him with the chair, and then Roman Reigns, he's like, "Don't do this. You're better than that. You're better than that. Like, don't stoop to that level. He's already down." And Roman's like, "You're right. You're right.
You do it.
I shouldn't do it. You should do it." And then he just hands him the chair, dude. And I'm like, oh.
And then he slaps him in the face, and Sami Zayn hits him in the back of the chair.
slap was so brutal.
And then Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa just destroy him. And as Jey Uso walks out of the ring, like I never thought that. Like I don't know what that meant when Jey Uso leaving the ring. Like is he now no longer part of the bloodline? What is going to happen with Jey? It just adds all of these layers that the WWE can now use for feuds going forward. It's just good booking.
That's the best storyline I've seen in a while, and I've been extremely critical of WWE over the years. But man, it's entertaining.
Yeah, this has been quite the storyline, quite the always thought the demise of the bloodline because I got the We the One shirt on again, and I don't want to see anything happen to the bloodline, man. I love the bloodline.
I think it's gonna be, I think Sami Zayn's gonna get a title shot at Elimination Chamber because it's in Canada.
I think so too. I think Kevin Owens. I think it might be actually. I don't know. I think they might put all of those guys in the Elimination Chamber. Kevin Owens will be in it. I think put some members of the bloodline in it. I think that could be pretty interesting, actually. You have Jey Uso.
They could book that Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns for the title, and like Jey Uso's going to have some say in who's going to be champ. I bet.
Yeah, have him be the ref.
Yeah,
prove his loyalty.
I don't think Sami Zayn should have the heavyweight title though.
Yeah, but I think you have a hard time now if they don't put the title on him to justify everything he went through.
I think him
they sort of booked themselves into a corner a little bit here. Like
poor Cody.
Yeah, poor Cody. Like he's gonna get over. He just wins the Rumble. Nobody's talking about it today. No. They're all talking about Sami Zayn.
Right, dude. This storyline's running away, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they like pivot to Cody.
Yeah. Overall, I gave the Rumble a 5. I just thought the two matches in between the Rumbles. Especially the Bianca Belair Alexa Bliss match. I thought that could have been on tonight or even next. It didn't need to be on a pay-per-view. It just didn't.
No, I mean, seriously, the whole reason I gave it even a higher grade was because of how good that ending was. But it was nothing like anything else crazy where it's like, I can't believe that happened. No, it was really just the ending of the Kevin Owens Roman Reigns match.
That carried my my rating as well.
But
this has been On Point Wrestling Entertainment as we are 2023 Royal Rumble recap. Man, I forgot to change that graphic. That bothers me.
Sorry.
I hate when I do stuff like that. Okay, there we go. We're all fixed. Everybody's happy. Hey, Kinsley. Hey, Courtney. Welcome into the Prime Sports World. Your first appearance on Prime Sports World.
Hey, they're hooked, man. They're hooked.
Let's go. But yeah, we'll be back here in just about 10 minutes breaking down the conference championship games of the National Football League with all of the members of the Prime Sports World family. Kinsley, hi. Hi. We'll be back here later. You guys all have a good night. And hey, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you did happen to miss us live, we also have a plethora of streaming options: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. That's right. We're on iHeartRadio. You can check us out over there. Hey, Kinsley. That's right. We're on iHeartRadio. And Andy, I didn't tell you this before the show, but what do we do here at Prime Sports World, my friend?
What? Tell me.
We bring the heat, baby. We bring the heat, and we could use it here.
Bring the heat. Say it, Kinsley. Bring the heat.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Christian from the Daily Blitz.blog. You wanna weigh in on some wrestling real quick?
Hell nah.
I'll see you in 10 minutes, man. Peace out.
Talking crazy.